JPTV 3000 here with
David.
David, man, appreciate that, bro. Thank you for your time. Without further ado, man, where are you from and how did you end up in North Dakota?
Well, I'm from Jersey originally. I ended up here because I left home at 17, and my best friend moved out here when I was about 15 years old, and he told me, yeah, I make $15 at a gas station. And I was like, well, that ain't bad, because I was making about $500 a month working full time. So that was, and that full time, that was more than the apartments in the hood were. So I was like, shit, I gotta leave, because I didn't have a home. So I ended up coming out here. I worked at the gas station for a while, and then I ended up in the oil field, and life turned around real quick. You know, within 2 years, you know, I started the oil field, got a new vehicle, got a wife, got a kid now. You know, I'm married as well. You know, life moved really quick. But the best word of advice would be is, like, you know, if you got a family and stuff, make sure you choose a job that fits their lifestyle. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys come out here. I've seen so many guys' relationships get ruined by, you know, like the oil field. Like, the rig is a great job. You know, you'll make easily over $100,000 a year on that rig. You know, but you're 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on at the best, and you're missing 50% of your life right there. You know, it's better to work 80 to 100 hours a week than it is to be gone for 2 weeks at a time. Because I've seen so many guys just, you know, end up losing their wife and kids. You know, and they're on somewhere else at this point. You know.
Yeah, and they just kind of grow apart almost.
Oh yeah, well, you're 2 weeks gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
that's half the year.
Yeah, it's exactly half the year. You know, and even when you're doing 80, 90 hours a week or whatever, you know, you're home for 3 hours a night. You know, at best or whatever, you're away for 2.
There's nothing you can really do with that. It's just, okay,
there's nothing
take
you
a
can
bath
do,
or
but
eat.
it's better than not being home at all.
Yeah.
It really is, because just being present there means you're still there. You know what I mean? But once you go away and then you come back, you're going away and come back. It's not you're staying here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there ain't no money worth losing something important like that for. That's for sure.
Man, I'm happy that you're doing good, bro. And the fact that you're here, that's evident that, okay, you're serious about being successful.
Oh, for sure.
I tell a lot of people, man, hey, give Hire Quest, Command Center, give them a try. You know, just go out to work. Just make sure you do the best job you could do, just as if it was your full-time job. And I know plenty of people that have got on full-time with places just because they went there and they did their job.
Oh, for sure. Like this place right here, you know, almost every day you can get a job pretty easily. You know, and if you're between jobs, you can get set up in one day, and then you're out working the next day.
Yeah.
It's good. You get paid every single day. You know, I'm just doing this because I just came back from vacation. I quit my last job, so I'm like, hey, this is how I'm planning to find my next job right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, you know, everyone that's looking for these temp guys, they're looking for workers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you just work well enough, they're like, hey, just come back in on Monday.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you find a decent job. And pretty much the worst paying job, blue collar out here, is $20 an hour. You know what I mean? That's minimum $40,000 a year, but that's just straight hours. And ain't no one working straight hours out here.
Yeah, ain't nobody working no straight 40 hours. Because somebody else, they will ask you on my YouTube channel, hey, is it possible for somebody to make $15 an hour with 60 hours a week? You can make the $15 an hour. The 60 hours a week at 15, I don't know what you're going to be doing. But
yeah, it's harder. The only place kind of like that is Menards. They do like 15 to 17. Because I used to work in the back over there. You know what I mean? I was getting paid $17 an hour, and that wasn't bad. You know, it was like,
because
like
Menards is laid
$2,500 a
back,
month or $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
And now it's like, after I joined the Oilfield, that's a check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
that's another thing. Like once you went from 500 a week, 1,000 a week,
yeah,
1,500 a week.
Yeah, it keeps
It's
going
like,
up.
hey, bro, it's like, hey, ain't no going back to regular life, man.
Oh, that's for sure, you know. Oh, another tip of advice, do not be a Williston boy. Don't be making this money and assume it's around forever. I got a nice truck back there, but, you know, I can still afford that working at Walmart, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, I'm happy you said that. I'm happy you said that.
A lot of these guys, they come out here and they're just like, oh, I'm working on the rig, I'm making $100,000 a year or whatever, and they buy this $80,000, $90,000 truck. And what always happens is, you know, you can get hurt so easily. I broke my arm in January, you know what I mean? And I was out for 6 months because I broke my arm. And, you know, I was making straight hours compared to when I was doing 89 hours a week. It's less than half my paycheck.
Yeah.
But, you know, because I kept my normal bills low, as in a 40-hour week, I could still pay all my bills. I got to keep that truck. Otherwise, I wouldn't be having it.
That's thinking ahead, bro.
Well, a lot of these guys, they get that $89,000 truck, and it's like they're paying $1,500 a month for. It's because I pay $700 for that truck right there. That's $700 with insurance, and these guys are paying $1,500 a month, with their insurance and stuff. And it's like, look, if you don't have a job that brings in at least $2,500, which means you got to be making at least 20 an hour. Well, I think it's more than that straight time, but still, like. If you get hurt or you want to leave this place, the oil field goes away and it comes back all the time.
You still got to pay that truck,
You still got to pay that truck.
Man.
You know what I mean? Money's worth the same everywhere else, you know what I mean? But if you got an $80,000 loan here, it's $80,000 in Maryland too, you know what I'm saying? Like, these guys don't get that. If they have to leave their job or their boss pisses them off or they can't do the work no more, you're still stuck with that stuff.
I mean, how long have you been up here in North Dakota?
I went away for a year, but I guess I've lived in North Dakota for 2 years total. But I love it here.
Were you up here in 14 or?
No, I came up here when I was 17, so that would be 15. I came up here in 15 and it was dead.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty dead back then. It was a ghost town in the winter.
Dude, in 14, like the trucks you see here now, like, oh no, bro. In 14, man, you saw some stuff you were like, really?
Yeah.
Really?
For sure.
But I'm slowly starting to see that come back.
You're seeing it, out here, every guy that's working in the oil field, they got a decent truck, They don't have to have a decent one. I've seen plenty with crappy ones, but, everyone's got a decent vehicle. Because it's something you should have. In America, we should always have a decent, reliable mode of transportation, you know what I'm saying?
I think part of what it is everybody figured, okay, we get all these diesel trucks, we could drive the energy market right back up, and we keep burning off all this diesel, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Because I'm kind of the same way, like, I'll leave my truck running, I don't care. Let that gas go back up.
Well, especially in 15 or 14, 15, the gas was cheap as hell. It was like $2.50. Yeah. So I was like, I didn't even add into my monthly expenses. I was like, fuck, I spend less than $100 a month on gas. I don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was like less than 5 or like 10% of my paycheck no, it's like 5% of my paycheck. So who cares? I mean, I spend more than that on food.
But bro, look, just keep the same mindset, keep your same focus, and keep your same determination, man. You're gonna come out ahead, and that's just like anybody else who may be watching this video. Go ahead, bro. Give them some more wisdom, man. Break it down, bro.
Well, when you're making this money, it's easy to blow it. Get what you need, and rule of thumb is save 25%. Try to pay off your debts and live off the rest. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing right now because I got to pay off that truck loan or whatever. So I pay that loan. Then I throw in like another $250, $500 on it. It's got to shave off some time little by little, you know what I'm saying? The sooner you're out of debt, the better you are, because guess what? If I just miss a few payments on that thing, even if I'm just about to find a job, they're going to take my truck, and I lose everything I put into it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't own nothing unless you fully paid for it. Anything you got a loan on, you don't own. Your house, you don't own. That's a liability. Yeah. It is not an asset.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
When you starting your financial business as being a financial advisor, man, when you plan on getting that started?
I don't plan on doing financial advisory, but I do plan on doing a lot more investing in the future. Last year I made $1,000 just in the stock market. Just kind of flipping around, just fooling around with it. You know what I mean? I spent probably $2,000 to make that $1,000, but that's a pretty good return, 50%.
Yeah, and on top of it,
I mean, over 12 months that's not bad, but over 12 months I was only about just under $200 a month I was putting into it.
And just keep building.
Exactly.
Just keep building.
Well, if I made 50% return and I put in $100,000, that's $50,000.
Exactly.
But the main thing I love about Williston though is just the fact of no matter what job you get out here, you're making more than the average American. You know what I mean? Even working in Walmart, you're making more than the average American. That says a lot. A lot of people have to work a lot harder for the money they get, and this place has good money. I feel like this place is what it should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like 40 to 60 hours a week, it should provide the living we got here. Where you can have a decent vehicle, you can pay your bills, and you can still save some money. It ain't like that no more. It used to be like that 40 hours a week. You could do all the things you needed to and still save some. Yeah. It ain't like that, you know what I mean? So Wilson's keeping it right.
Yeah, because I'm from Mississippi, and it's like, 40 hours a week there, a minimum wage is like $7.
Exactly. I was living in Jersey, and it was like $8.40 an hour.
Oh, you good, dude?
But, all good. We just chilling.
But Like you saying, what were you saying about New Jersey?
It was like I was working for like $8.20 or $8.30 an hour or whatever, but the taxes are like 40%.
Well, what are you gonna do with $8.20, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do nothing with $8.20.
I was working at Dunkin' Donuts back then, so that says something.
Yeah, because I hear people when they talk about minimum wage ought to be raised up to 15. That sounds good.
Yeah.
But if McDonald's has to raise it up to $15 an hour.
Yeah. Well,
just
you see
imagine
what this
your-
place pays, I think 13 starting off, and you see how much business they have to bring in to pay $13 an hour?
Exactly.
People want these, these nice wages, which I understand. But the thing is, unless you have enough money pulling it back in, you know what I mean? Like, I think it was Japan was the country, when they had an economic crisis, they were going through the depression, during lunch, everyone would go out and eat. Because just putting that money back into your lunch meal is putting more money back in the community. More money in the community, more money being spent, the more money is being made.
Yeah.
You know
it's
what I'm
a
saying?
circle.
Yeah, if you don't cycle it, it just gets stowed away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of the hardest things to do in the depression is to keep spending money.
And people want that 15 an hour, but hey, how much you want that Big Mac and them fries to be?
Yeah, exactly. That's true, because it is expensive more.
Yeah.
It's more expensive out here than anywhere else, but
Yeah.
hey, I still got to save money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Man, you want to give any shouts out to anybody?
Shout out to my wife.
Anybody back home in New Jersey?
No, I don't like those people no more. I moved out here, man. I left that life behind me, man. I made new friends. Shout out to all the people I still live in town with, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it's about, man. You're moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, appreciate that, bro. Man, thank you for what
you.
you're doing. And thank you for your time, man. And hopefully everything works out and just stay motivated to keep getting what you've been getting. And
Hell yeah, man.